Hey, welcome to the Diary of an Apartment Investor podcast. I'm your host, Brian Briscoe, director of the Tribe of Titans educational community and the founder of Streamline Capital Group. Today's a multifamily brief episode where I'm talking about something I think is important. And today we're going to talk about conferences. There's a lot of multifamily conferences, and stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you some discount codes for some of the upcoming conferences that I'm going to be at. And last weekend I was at a conference. I was invited to speak on a panel, and I think that was awesome. Was able to do a Shark Tank type panel for people who had deals that they were pitching to the sharks. So it was a lot of fun. We had 3 different deals pitched, and each one was drastically different. But when I go to conferences, people ask me, hey, has this been a good conference for you so far? How are you enjoying the conference? And one thing that I've noticed in the past is I never know how productive a conference is until 6 months to a year later. And most of the time when I go to conferences, it's not so much the information that I learn at the conference that makes the difference, but the people that I meet. And that's why it does take some time to be able to tell whether or not that conference is going to be worth your time and effort. And speaking of time and effort, the conference I went to last weekend, it was a 3-day conference. So, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so I spent most of Thursday on airplanes and in airports and Ubers and whatnot. And the same thing on Monday. So for a 3-day conference, I spent 5 days away from home, away from my family. Stayed in a hotel, plane tickets, all that other stuff. So even though I got a free ticket because I was speaking, there was still a significant expense to get to the conference. And anyway, we're going to talk today about how to make sure that you take full advantage of the conferences that you go to. Because if you don't actually benefit from these conferences, if you don't change, if you don't take advantage, if you don't take the new information or the new connections and grow from that, it's just entertainment. And with the cost of conferences and hotels and flights these days, it's very expensive entertainment. So you'd probably be better off spending a weekend watching YouTube or Netflix, to be honest with you. So let's make sure we take advantage of the conferences and we're not just going there to be entertained. Okay. So I'm going to come up with some conference tips for everybody. And like I said, at the end, I'll give you some promo codes to upcoming conferences where you can, hopefully practice that later. So conference tips. Number 1, it starts before the conference. Come prepared. Okay. Prepare prior to the conference. So sit down and, look at where you are in your journey and figure out what you want to get from that particular conference. Are you there to learn? Are you there to meet people? What's going to help you get to the next step or the next level of your business? All right. So know what you want to get. Okay. Whether it's a certain person or a certain type of person, that's where it starts. Okay. Number 2, have business cards, or even better, an app like Blink or Hi Hello to share your contact information, because you're going to want to follow up with people later. And hey, guess what? That's going to be, one of the steps I talk about in a minute. Quite frankly, I think business cards have become outdated really quickly. 3 years ago, when I went to conferences, I'd come home with dozens and dozens of business cards. On this last one, I think I came home with 4, right? So, get an app. My favorite's Blink, but BLINQ. Anyway, it's a good app for sharing contact information. But whatever app you have a QR code ready. Somebody can share their QR code, or you can share your QR code to be able to get their contact information. All right. And now a notepad is also important. And it doesn't have to be, if you're a business card guy, you're probably the type of guy that has a real notepad with a real pen. And there's nothing wrong with that. To each his own, right? But it can be a real notepad or an electronic notepad, because you want to take notes about the people that you meet. And you don't necessarily have to take notes on everybody you meet. But remember, we talked about what you want to get from the conference, right? Take notes specifically about the people that are going to help you get what you want. Have that ready. Now, if the business card app or the contact app you have for notes, you can use that for your notes. But, open a notepad on your iPhone or, whatever, the Google equivalent on your Android or whatever, but have something ready to take notes about the people you meet. All right. Now, while you're at the conference, I would say spend a healthy amount of time networking. Now, the content is great and all, but you can find most of the content that's going to be shared at these conferences on YouTube or on podcasts. All right. I'm going to say that again. You can find all that content other places. What you can't replicate, what you can't find on YouTube or other podcasts are all of the people that are going to be there. Okay. That's something that you cannot replicate in other spots. So spend a healthy amount of time networking. All right. So when you're looking at the schedule, and hopefully the conference provider gave you a schedule of events, look for these sessions that are going to speak to you. They're going to help you get what you're looking to get from the conference. And if there is something on the schedule, a speaker or a panel that doesn't help you get that, spend that time networking. Okay. Now, something else while you're at conferences, never eat alone. All right. Be very deliberate about where and with whom you spend your meals. All right. This is a place, sit down and break bread. It's been something that, for eons has been a way where people get to know each other better. All right. You sit down, you're going to be at a table for an hour with somebody. Okay. So be very deliberate with meals. Never eat alone. And, invite the people to lunch. Be proactive about it. And go back to what you want to get for the conference. If you meet somebody that you think is going to help you get what you want, ask them, hey, what are you doing for lunch today? Or what are you doing for dinner tonight? Can I buy you lunch? All right. Super simple. It goes a long way. All right. Now that's pretty much at the conference. Oh, one more thing at the conference. Take a lot of pictures, especially, once again, go back to what or who you need to meet from the conference. Take special care to take pictures of those people. Have a follow-up list, with that notepad, you're taking notes on people that are going to help you get what you want, but take a picture with them as well. And, if you have an electronic notepad, you can put that picture in there on the notepad as well to help remind you later. You're going to meet hundreds of people. Hopefully you meet hundreds of people, but later on, you might need something to jog your memory about who they are and, stuff about them. So take a lot of pictures. All right. Now, after the conference. Okay. First of all, once again, if all you do is go to the conference, meet people, network, sit in the sessions, and you don't do anything to follow up after, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Make sure you're doing the follow-up. If you have a regular job, okay, where you show up at 8, 9 o'clock every day and you work till 5, you may want to take a day off after the conference is over. All right. So in this case, conference was over on Sunday. Monday, I was spending most of the day traveling. Some people were able to get, a same day flight and get home, but take a day off or block time out on your schedule to follow up with people. All right. And don't just send everybody the same message. Okay. I would say, put people into tiers. Okay. So the people who are most likely to be able to help you get what you want, send them a personal response. Okay. Something that speaks directly to them. Hey, it was great meeting you. And I'm so glad we were able to sit down and eat lunch together at blank, blank, right? Or, hey, it was great meeting you after such and such session in the networking area. I was really excited to talk to you about this. And, then you start going into whatever you want to, follow up with. But be as personal as you can, especially with the people that are most important to you. Okay. That's where the good note-taking helps. All right. Now go through and connect with everyone on social media, LinkedIn and Facebook. All right. It's going to take a couple of minutes, send that connection request. This is where you can be generic. Okay. This is where you can send everybody the same message. Go through the list of people that you met, go through your business cards, go through your business card app and connect with everybody. Send everybody a message on Facebook when you connect, or everybody a message on LinkedIn when you connect. Hey, it was great meeting you at blank conference and would love to, whatever it is. Okay. So send those message requests out. And finally, I say post pictures on social media and tag the people in the pictures. And once again, if you take 100 pictures, you're going to want to share the 5 or 6 best ones. And those are going to be with the people that are going to most likely help you move your business forward. All right. Now, really, when you meet people at things like this, you're going to want to develop relationships with them. So the focus of the follow-up should be to develop a relationship, get people on another call. If they have a podcast, or you have a podcast, that's a great way to do it, is invite them to come on the podcast as well. So anyway, lots of really good ways to do this. Now, for hopefully something you guys have been waiting for, some discount codes. And oh, by the way, they'll also be in the show notes. All right, VSV Conference. It's by Vertical Street Ventures and VSV. It's in Phoenix on the 28th through the 30th of April. If you use the discount code Brian, that's my first name, BRIAN, you're going to get 10% off attending the conference. Okay, so April 28th through 30th, and I will be there. I will be speaking at that event on Sunday, the 30th. All right, next one, the Multifamily Wealth Project in Las Vegas from April 25th to 28th. If you want to get 25% off on that conference, Briscoe 25, that's my last name, BRISCOE 25 for 25% off your ticket. All right. And last one, Best Ever Conference. Just Google Best Ever Conference. If you use the discount code FRIEND23, you're going to get 20% off of that. So, and if you noticed, the Vegas conference is 25th through 28th of April, and the Phoenix conference is the 28th through the 30th. So I'll be doing two conferences in 1 week, and they both have me speaking. So happy to do it. So hopefully I'll see you at those conferences, and hopefully you learn something here that makes this podcast a little more than entertainment. I know I'm super entertaining, but hopefully you take this information and save it, send it to a friend, tag it somehow, so that next time you go on a conference, week before the conference, pull up this episode, listen to it, and get yourself prepared. All right. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you like that episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But more importantly, if you haven't joined our multifamily educational community, the Tribe of Titans, yet, you are missing out. So get yourself 30 days free by clicking the link below in the description, or go to thetribeoftitans.info, and we'll see you there.